Call started. So welcome everyone to our team call tonight. Before we get into our topic, which is about how to set goals, but not just how to set goals, how to actually achieve them so that this time next year we can look at our goal list and have a good portion of them completed and actually achieved, which is the goal, right? So we're going to talk about that, but I did want to just do a little bit of housekeeping and make sure that you guys had all the information that you need for some upcoming really amazing things. First of all, today is the launch of the new Shakeology flavor, Cafe Latte. So if you're already on Shakeology HD, then you can actually modify your Shakeology order. I don't know if you've ever done that before, but it's in the Coach Online office. Right underneath your Success Club qualification little box, there's a banner where you can modify your Shakeology order. You can modify the ship date or the flavor. If your ship date was before the 15th of this month, then it will, obviously, you'll get your new flavor in February. But if it hasn't shipped yet, I think you can modify it and you'll get Shakeology this month, the new flavor, if that's something you want to try. They have a bag of Cafe Latte, and then they also have, it's called the Barista Pack. So it gives you little packets of vanilla chocolate and Cafe Latte. I think that's what I'm going to do, but I keep going back and forth. But that's just something really exciting that you guys can do and take advantage of. I got to try the flavor on Saturday, and it was really, really good. A really good, rich flavor. It wasn't bitter at all, like maybe an espresso would taste. It's very creamy, very smooth, just pure chocolate, no vanilla or chocolate. Pure chocolate, pure coffee, no vanilla or chocolate flavors mixed in. But you can obviously add those if that's what you like. And it was really just rich and delicious. So I'm excited about that. Also, on the 19th, January 19th, is when registration is open for the cruise, for the Success Club trip. I'm sorry, not the cruise. We're going. I'm sorry, guys. This is me at my best, so just imagine how I've been when I'm like totally nauseous and out of it. So the Success Club trip to the Dominican Republic, which is in 2017, registration opens on the 19th. Definitely, if you can, I think it opens at noon. If you can, and you know that this is something you want to sign up for, you need to be like at your computer at noon to sign up for this trip, because even though they have opened it up and it should be twice as many spots as the cruise was, the cruise filled up in 20 minutes, like literally 20 minutes. It was full. People got on to register, and they were like number 5,000 on the wait list just a few minutes after that. So I would encourage you to really put an alarm on your phone, whatever you need to do to get registered for the trip. You do have to pay a $300 deductible or $300 deposit at that time. That's all that's required for you to pay. The rest of the trip you can earn completely paid for through Success Club points. And the way that the math worked out, again, it depends how many points you get in January, because January's points are doubled. So that good incentive to get as many points in January as you possibly can. January's points are doubled. If you hit Success Club 5 every month to the end of the year, the Success Club points will cover half of your trip, which is $600. So then you would have the other $600 to pay, and you pay that in quarterly payments throughout the year. However, if you are hitting Success Club 5 and you're getting commissions from all of those Success Club points, you will have made more than enough to cover the additional payments for the rest of the trip. If you hit Success Club 10 every month for the end of the year, you're not going to pay anything. You're going to get your entire room covered. If you get a deluxe room, obviously that will be an additional cost. But for the basic room, that's how it works out. So I really see this. When I signed up 2 years ago for Cancun, it was scary, but at the same time, it was almost like I was signing a contract with myself that I will be hitting Success Club every single month. In addition, if you do hit Success Club 5 every month, you get hotel credits, which I believe can also be applied to your room. I'm not 100% sure on that. I'm still trying to read through all the fine print so I give you guys the right information. But I know for the cruise, that's how it was. So it's a really amazing program, and it really is an incentive. It's been my biggest incentive to hit Success Club 10 every month this year. So I love it. I think you guys should go. Even if you end up having to pay a little bit out of pocket, your earnings will more than cover it. And it's really an incredible recruiting tool, because when people see that you've gone on this trip and Beachbody has paid for you to go, you will find a lot of interest in coaching right after the trip. So it's great for you. It's great for your business. Definitely, if you can make it a priority, you should be there. Plus, you get to work out with all the live trainers. It's so much fun. You get to be with all of your other teammates and get to hear from some of the top coaches. I mean, in Cancun, I was literally hanging out in the pool with Lindsay Matway, just chatting with her, about stuff. And it was just so cool to be these are real people and I can do this. It just grew my belief in the business. So definitely mark your calendars, January 19th. If you have any other questions, I'm going to be posting some more information. There are different rooms you can choose. Some rooms allow for children, some rooms don't. I'm still debating because the baby will be under a year, and I usually try to breastfeed through a year, and I'm not sure if I want to leave the baby, so I might bring it. So that's just something that you might have to consider as far as what kind of room you want. So that's the cruise. I think that's everything as far as announcements. So I'm going to jump into our call of goal setting. I don't have any slides for you guys, but I am really excited about this call. I think I spoke with most of you who are my personally sponsored coaches about what your goals were for 2016. And I know that when I asked you guys, it was still really early in the year. We're not even 2 weeks in. Some of you had some specific goals. Some of you didn't. That's totally fine. Really, I want you guys to be thinking about your goals, because if you aim at nothing, you'll hit it every single time. If you have no end game, if you have no measurement for what you want to accomplish in a year, it's just so easy to drift off course. It's so easy to get to the end of the year and really not have made any progress in your business and wonder why. And it's something so simple and it doesn't take much work. But truly, the stats are that less than 3% of the population actually sets goals, and less than 1% actually writes them down. And the studies have shown that those people who set goals, write them down, and tell other people, just doing those 3 things increases your likelihood and your probability of accomplishing those goals tremendously. So it's not that much work to do, and it will guarantee a much higher rate of accomplishing those goals than those who don't do it. So simple. If you guys have been listening to the Slight Edge, it's one of those things that's easy to do and easy not to do. And even some of my success partners, some of the top coaches in the Team BTFP, and we were checking in with each other, and a lot of them were like, well, I think I know what my goals are, but I haven't written them down yet. And I was like, guys, that's unacceptable. We have to write down our goals. We have to have them. It's so easy to do. Why would we not do it when it's going to have such a big impact on our business? So definitely do that. So why do so few people make goals and write them down? There's really 4 reasons. Either they aren't really serious about accomplishing their goals. They don't really see the point or the value in setting goals, in designing a life for themselves. They're just not serious about it, they say they want to get healthy, but they're really not serious about it. They're just kind of saying it because it's what people say at the beginning of the year. Or they say they want to save more money, but they're not really serious about it. So are you serious? What is your why for doing this business? Is it just like, well, I'm a Beachbody coach, so I should probably set goals, but are you really serious about it? Do you really have a vision for what this could bring for your family and what this could mean for you? So if you don't feel like you're really that serious about it, take some time and think about your why. Take some time and look at top coaches. Look at coaches like Becca and Lindsay Matway and Melanie Mitro, and just imagine what their lives are like. Look at what they're able to do and start allowing yourself to think, okay, even if I just had half of that, what could I do with my life, and what would that mean for my family? And just let yourself sink into that why, and get serious about it, because this is your life. You only have one life. So let's get serious about it. The next reason why people don't set goals is because they don't think it's that important. They don't see that connection between making goals and their life actually being a lot better. They think, what's the difference? I can just sort of vaguely think I'd like to be healthier. I don't really need to set goals. But the truth is that those who set goals, they did a study of some of the top students at Harvard. Like, they all are smart. There's no dumb person in the class. Like, they're all kind of on the same playing field in that respect. But some of them set goals and wrote them down, and others didn't. And the ones who did ended up making at least twice, if not more, in income than their counterparts. And that was the only difference. They just set goals and wrote them down. That's it. So if you don't see the importance, look at the studies. They're out there. Google it. Convince yourself that there is a connection between making goals and the results and the success that you have in your life. It is important. The third reason is that people don't know how. They don't know how to set goals. They don't know how to set smart goals that are actually going to propel them forward. So this is where I want to spend the most of my time, is how do you set good goals? First, where I like to start is, what kind of life do I want, and how do I want to feel? There is this incredible book called The Desire Map by Danielle LaPorte. And she basically says when we set goals, sometimes we start at the wrong spot. We start at, okay, well, what should my goals be based on society? Like, I should try to climb the ladder in my job, or I should try to, make a ton of money, or have a huge business, or, whatever. You kind of feel like society dictates what your goals are, and you just march along that path. Well, the problem is sometimes you get to the end of that path, you get to the top of that ladder, and you realize, I don't feel right. I don't feel good. This goal that I thought was so important, I'm at the top of the ladder, and I'm like, this is the wrong ladder. Like, what am I doing here? So she starts with your desires. How do you want to feel in your life? How do you want your life to look? And then say, okay, well, does this goal even make sense for how I want my life to feel? And so when I was making my goals, some of the things that I wrote as far as how I want to feel is, I want to feel strong, and I want to feel free, and I want to feel like I've made a difference in this world, and I want to have the freedom to be spontaneous. I want to be able to sit in a restaurant, have a conversation with the waitress, feel something moving on my heart, and leave her a $200 tip. I want to just have that freedom and have that strength and have that ability to do what's on my heart without feeling like I have to second guess everything, and without feeling restrained by different things. So that's kind of like how I want my life to be, how I want to feel. And I could go into more with that, but that's just to give you guys an idea of what I'm talking about when I say, what do you want your life to be like? How do you want to feel in your life? Then once you have that, you move down to what kind of goals are going to get me there. So for me, some of my goals would be, income goals. And I don't know if you guys are familiar with Chalene Johnson, but she has this whole system of creating goals, and she breaks it down to having a push goal. So let's say that you have all these different goals in your health, in your relationships, in your spiritual walk, in your fitness, whatever that may be. But usually there's one goal that if that one goal happens, it makes all the other ones easier. So let's say my goals are, I want to give more to missions. I want to be present with my kids. I want to be strong physically. I want to have a strong relationship with my husband. But having a certain income level would actually kind of make all those other things possible. So it's not that the money or the income is my most important goal, but it's the goal that kind of unlocks all the rest. And so maybe my relationship with my husband is way more important than earning a certain dollar amount. But if I never see him because he's working every night, because we can't afford to live unless he works every night, and we have no money to go on dates, then as important as my relationship with him is, this income deficiency is hindering that goal. So I focus on growing my income because my most important goal is my husband, right? So that's where sometimes people get things just mixed up because they're like, well, I don't care about money and I don't care about income, and that's not the most important thing to me. And that's true. It's not the most important thing, but sometimes it's that hinge spot where everything else kind of gets stuck. I have all these friends who are missionaries, and I want to give to all of them, and I want to support them, and I love the work that they're doing. And I can't be in Africa and in Nicaragua and in the South and where all my friends are. I can't be all those places at once. But if I can work hard with the gifts that I have and build my income up to a certain level, and I can support all of them, then in some way I get the joy of seeing this amazing fruit that my friends are doing. So no, money's not the most important thing to me, but it unlocks the things that are most important to me. So I hope that makes sense. If you are interested in digging more into that, you can go to Chalene. I think it's called 30-Day Push. It's a free 30-day program that she basically takes you through and helps you to see what's my most important goals, and then what's my push goal that helps make all of my important goals possible. And it's a really brilliant method that she has. So for me, my push goal is financial. Most of the time it is for most people. So I have a very specific income goal that I want to hit this year. And then once I have that goal, that push goal, I break it down even further. Okay, what can I do to make that happen? So I know what I want my income to be, but just knowing it and wanting it is not going to make it happen. I have to take some actions to make that happen. So for me, my action goal is I want to recruit 40 coaches this year, and I want to train 10 of them to hit diamond by the end of the year. So that's like something I can do, right? I can recruit coaches. I can break down 40 over 12 months and know how many I want to hit every month. And I can say, okay, if I want to hit 5 every month, I'm terrible at math, so I don't even know if 5 is right. But if I want to recruit 5 every month, then I know I need to invite at least 20 to 50 every month for 5 to say yes. So I make a list and I invite those people. Like that is such an easy, just simple way to break it down. It's a numbers game. Find the people, write down their names, invite them. 5 say yes, train them, pour your heart into them, do it again the next month. Like it's so simple. And that is my action to get me to my income, to get me to be able to do what's on my heart. So that's how I break it down. Then the last thing that I do is even more detailed of what exactly can I do? Like obviously inviting, and I have here inviting 20 to 50 people every month, posting daily about coaching, doing monthly trainings for my team, making sure I'm doing bi-monthly one-on-one calls. These are really like the day-to-day in the trenches what I'm going to do to get me to be able to recruit those 40 coaches, to be able to earn the income that I want, and to be able to do what's on my heart. So that's how I make my goals. I hope that's not too complicated. I'll try to make a graphic because I'm super visual, if that would help you just to see like the funnel that kind of goes from my daily activities all the way up to what really makes my heart beat, what really like gets me excited. And so that's how I make my goals for the year. And then I break them down so that I know like not just what my goals are for the year, but what do I need to do tomorrow so that I'm on the road and I'm moving forward towards those end of the year goals. Because to be quite honest with you guys, last year I had some pretty big goals and I wrote them down and I had them up on my wall, but I didn't do as good of a job figuring out what exactly I needed to do every day to get me towards those goals. So I was doing my 3 vitals, but I wasn't doing it like I had big goals, but I was like small action. So I was like just barely going outside my comfort zone, but my goals were like go way outside of your comfort zone. And so I missed a lot of my goals, but it was a learning opportunity for me to say, okay, I need to not only have my year-end goals, but I need to work all the way back so I know exactly the hustle and the work that it takes to get there. And maybe I'll still miss them next year, but at least I feel like I'm matching a little bit more the goals that I have and the daily activities that I know I need to do. So that's something that I think we all can just kind of like take a step back and say, okay, how big are my goals? And I'm willing to put in the same big amount of work. A quote that I love is, you can't have $1 million dreams with a minimum wage work ethic. Like, you can dream all you want, but your work ethic has to match up with that. And that's where the rubber meets the road. That's where you go from not just setting goals, but achieving them at the end of the year. So the very last thing of why most people, or so few people, actually make goals and set goals is fear. That's the last reason. Fear of failure, fear, I don't want to put it out there because what if I don't hit it? Or I've tried to set goals in the past and I've missed them, so I don't want to try again. That was really painful. And it is painful. I really, 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 really wanted to be a premier coach, wanted to go to New Leadership, wanted to be a 2-star diamond by the end of this year. And it was really hard for me. I was actually like kind of fine with it. And for some reason at Super Saturday, it just all hit me and I cried and I felt so embarrassed that I was crying. And it was just, this whole thing, whatever. But I was telling Becca, I would rather have that pain and then shake it off and become stronger and learn what I did wrong and try to be better and hopefully help you guys not make the same mistakes that I did, than to spend my life how I've spent the first 27 years of it, which is not setting any goals, not feeling the pain, but not really making hardly any success or progress in the last 27 years of my life. I mean, obviously I have changed since I was born, but not having that vision, goals, action, moving forward, seeing growth. I've grown more in these 2 years than I think I have my entire adult life. And as painful as it is to miss those goals, I would so much rather do that and see unbelievable growth than not set goals at all and just drift along without direction, So hopefully that doesn't scare you guys even more. But don't let fear keep you from setting goals, from setting big goals, from setting goals that scare you, from setting goals that push you outside of your comfort zone. Because the truth is, the faster you fail, the faster you succeed. And a lot of, Becca was doing like a little interview with me for some of her other top coaches. And they were asking me like, how do you feel like you've gotten to the level of success that you have? And honestly, I think it's just that I've made so many mistakes that I've like gotten them all out of my system. I mean, I still have a lot more to make, but the faster you succeed, the faster you fail, the faster you succeed. And it's kind of like a pendulum, right? So the further back you pull it on one side, the higher it's going to swing on the other side. If you're very timid about failure, you're going to be very limited in your success. And the farther back you go into that unknown, into that uncomfort zone, the farther you're going to rocket into success. It's just science. I mean, the athletes that are the champions are not the ones who stop when it starts getting uncomfortable. The athletes who are the champions are the ones who start feeling uncomfortable and they're just getting started. And they push into that uncomfort zone almost to the point where they're like, can barely take it anymore. And those are the ones who are the champions because they grow the fastest. They grow the most. The further you go into your uncomfort zone, the faster you're going to grow. So don't let fear hold you back. It's only going to make it worse for you, right? So the more fearful you are to go into things, you're going to fail. And then you're going to be like, oh, that was the worst. Okay, I can't. And then you shut down for weeks. And then you venture out a little tiny bit. And then, oh no, I messed up. And then you shut down for weeks. You're killing your momentum. You're killing your progress. Just be like, I'm going to fail. This is going to suck. I'm going to feel so uncomfortable, but I'm just going to go for it. I know I'm going to fail, but I'm going to embrace it. Those are the people who just blow the roof off of this business and succeed. They just fail their way forward. I remember listening to a call from Melanie Mitro a while back, and she was saying how she would literally practice telling the coach opportunity to her husband, her kids, and their stuffed animals. Anyone, she would just practice and fail and say things wrong and stumble over her words and sound scared about it and not sure and nervous. And she would record herself doing it, and she would just fail and say, she said the coach opportunity 1,000 times just to get all the bad times out of her system, because the first couple times you say the coach opportunity to people, you say it terrible, you say the wrong thing, or you make it sound super complicated, or, whatever. It's going to be bad the first couple times. But she just kept doing it until it wasn't bad anymore. And it was good. And people believed her, and people trusted her, and people joined her team. And she signed up 366 coaches in 1 year last year because she had gotten all the bad ones out of her system. So if you invite one person every month, you're going to have bad invites probably for 5 years until you get a good invite out, because that's not enough times of failure to get to success, right? The slower you fail, you're just prolonging your success. So how do you get past fear? Well, you got to dive into personal development. That's why I preach personal development to you guys every single team call, and I will preach personal development to you guys every single team call until I die, because that's the only way you can get over fear. And honestly, I want you guys to succeed faster than I have. I want you guys to reach higher heights than I have. I would love to be a 10-star diamond at the end of the year and have some of you guys be 12 and 13 stars and pass me up and just be way better than I am. And so that's why I want you to do personal development, because I don't know any other way that you can get that fear mindset out of you. And once you do, then there are no limits to what you can do. So it's not just that I want you to do one more thing and read 10 pages, because it's your duty, because you have to. But no, read 30 pages, because the faster you read, the faster you become personally strong, the faster you get fear out of the way, the faster you succeed, the faster you fail until you're good. So that's why I want you to do personal development, because there's no other way. There's just no other way. So anyways, that is our team call for tonight. Short and sweet. I'm going to try and make that graphic for you guys so that you can see kind of how I break things down. And I would love to see goals from you guys as well. I know some of you have given me goals. You might want to rethink after this call and kind of tweak your goals a little bit. One other thing that I didn't have in my notes that I wanted to mention is make sure your goals have a date. Make sure you have a deadline, and that is the scariest thing in the world. And I've missed pretty much every deadline I've set for myself, but I did eventually hit that goal. Maybe I didn't hit it by my birthday, but I hit it by October. And that seems like so far away from my birthday, but I hit it. And I have coach friends who never set a deadline and who are still struggling to hit diamond. And, it's just, it hurts to miss it, but do your personal development, shake off that fear, set a new deadline, and go after it. Yeah, Marlena, keep editing that board, but don't ever take the goals off and keep setting yourself a deadline, because it gives you a little bit of hustle. It gives you a little bit of vision. I don't know about you guys, but having Success Club be for that 1 month, the clock's ticking, right? And you have that in the back of your head, and it pushes you. It pushes you to get outside of that comfort zone, which is where the magic happens. So make sure you have deadlines on your goals. And I know I have deadlines on mine. I want to be a certain rank by Summit. Summit's a good time to kind of have a little benchmark, because it's kind of halfway through the end of the year, right? So decide what you want to be by Summit. Here's a little incentive for you guys for Summit. If you're Diamond by Summit, it is so much better than being just an Emerald or a regular coach. The lines to register at Summit are crazy long, and that was last year when there was 25,000 people. And this year, in 2 days, 25,000 people signed up. So imagine for the entire year how many more coaches are going to be added on. The lines are crazy long, but if you're a Diamond, you get your own line that is special, that zooms you right through your registration. You get special recognition. You get at the last Summit, they gave us a medal, which was really cool. You get all these special perks. It's really great to be a Diamond by Summit. So I'm just throwing that out there just because it was a big deal for me. I don't know about you guys. I hate waiting in line. I hate wasting time. I'd rather waste money than time. So that was kind of a big deal for me. And it was cool to have certain parties that are only available to you if you're Diamond. So anyways, just a lot of fun things to shoot for if you want to hit it by Summit. That's a really nice time. And guys, 6 months, come on. You can hit Diamond within the first 3 months of being a coach. So you have 6 months, and you guys have already been coaches for a little while. You've already got a few things under your belt. I think you guys can all be Diamond by Summit. It's a good goal. Anyways, so yeah, that's our call for tonight. And I'm excited for this next year. I've loved talking to you guys and hearing what's on your heart and hearing what you guys are excited about for this next year. I will be talking to you guys more about doing a recruiting push in February, which was a game changer for me, and I'm excited for that. I have a ton of great material to share with you guys for that, so get ready. And yeah, I think that's all. Do you guys have any questions?